This year's annual 401Gives fundraiser, it was a huge success with donors far surpassing their goal of $4.01 million. This year, the United Way of Rhode Island was able to raise a whopping $4.92 million. Those numbers, they just keep climbing. I'm wondering how close they're going to get to that $5 million mark. Joining me in studio this afternoon is Caitlin Douglas. She is the manager of 401Gives. And Caitlin, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
I know you have got to be excited about this milestone.
Yeah, we super are.
And tell us a little bit about how monumental it is to see this amount of money coming in over the years.
I mean, we've never been $1 million ahead of where we were previous year. When I first started, we were at 3.4, then we went 3.8, and now to be at 4.9 is insane right now.
And so talk to me a little bit about the number of donors, the impact that these dollars have.
Yeah, we were at 19,000 donors this year, and that's a record for 401Gives. I mean, those are Rhode Islanders coming out to give because they know that it's crucial at these moments.
And how many organizations are benefiting from this?
644, which is also a record. We broke records across the slate this year.
So, Caitlin, have you had an opportunity to really interact with some of the leaders of the organizations who are benefiting from this? Because I know these are troubling financial times for a lot of folks, not just the people who are on the receiving end of this, but the people who are leading the way. A lot of these people have some really high salaries, which is a question also. Yeah. But what are they looking to do with these funds?
They're looking to serve Rhode Islanders in any capacity they can. I mean, some are clothing kids, some are helping our elderly, some are helping pets. When we look at Foster Forward, those are kids who need help, who need to be housed, who need to do their laundry, who need to be fed, and they topped the charts at over $300,000 this year, which is a top reign for them. We also look at community centers and somewhere like YPI, which is helping queer kids. I mean, they doubled their goal this year. We saw across the board that organizations were hitting their goal, doubling their goal, tripling their goal.
Any unique stories or instances of, hey, this is this one tangible thing that we want to do with these donations? What insight can you offer there?
We see a lot of organizations that are working with kids building like benches and wanting to do new programs and being able to do backpacking programs. I mean, East Bay Community Action Program does their backpack event where they fill backpacks, and that's what they were raising money for. I mean, we see organizations being intentional with their dollars because they know how to spend those dollars, and that's what we raise. We raise unrestricted funds.
And so we saw a lot of companies that were doing matching for some of these donations. Talk about the significance of having those matching funds as well.
They're doubling a donor's impact and they're doubling a donor's dollar. It's not enough to just rely on Rhode Islanders to give because it's not their whole responsibility. There's corporate social responsibility on some of these companies. And so to tell a donor that if you give even a minimum of $5, we will increase that gift, it's a huge impact to them and it's a huge driver to give. But also we're telling them that they're important, that they should come back and give because we know how important it is.
And with the impact that you guys are making, I mean, just look at the leaderboard. You mentioned some of the people that we're seeing right now. Foster Forward up there at the top, Children's Friend, Boys Town, New England, the Haitian Project. Did you see any new orgs coming in that got contributions this year?
Yeah, absolutely. We had over 100 new organizations registered and almost all of them got funds, which is great. And we're seeing it all over the state. I mean, all the way from Bristol up to Woonsocket.
What did you guys do as far as the messaging to get people to open their hearts and open their wallets? Because that's a harder jump.
Funding is important right now. We know there's a tax on federal funding, and we know that nonprofits should never have to choose which Rhode Islanders to serve and how to serve them. It should never be a question of should we feed or clothe this person? It should be we should feed them, clothe them, house them, and how could we make them happy? How can we bring joy? And so we were just really honest with that messaging, and we were telling nonprofits that there is an attack on federal funding, and this is a way that you can take control and step back into your power for your funding.
A very powerful message that you are hearing right now from Caitlin. Is there anything else that you want to say, particularly either to the donors or the organizations, about this amazing project that you have put together and succeeded in phenomenally?
If you gave on 401Gives, I mean, that's fantastic, but it doesn't stop and it won't stop. If you are someone that gave your treasure, give your time and your talent, volunteer with an organization, continue to give to them. 401Gives is 2 days out of the year, but there's another 360 something days to give. If you can't give your time, you can't give your talent or your treasure, just tell them they're doing a good job. Nonprofits are serving our communities. They are our institutions, our museums, our after school and before school time. And just letting them know that they're doing a good job and you stand by them, especially as we face federal funding cuts, that's more than enough.
Caitlin, I felt that in my heart. Thank you for everything that you do.